Hello everyone, and welcome to another Creative Edge video blog with me, your host Andrew. This week I'm just going to touch on something which I kind of missed when I spoke about organising a shoot in the last video. So should be a fairly quick one, but we'll see. So one thing that I didn't mention is when it comes to working, collaborating with models, often the subject of payment comes up. So how do you work this? Well, models and makeup artists and other creatives that do photo shoots tend to work in one of two ways. You're asking them to work and you yourself are working as what's known as TF, or it's paid. So paid is quite obvious. You hire a model, so you pay them some money to come and model for you. Same with the makeup artists, you hire them to come and do the makeup for you, and you also would probably hire a studio. So you pay them some money and you go and you work in their space. Fairly straightforward. TF. What is TF? TF stands for, or used to stand for, time for prints. It used to be TFP, because back in the days of film, what would happen is you'd book the model, and they would, if they weren't being paid, they would usually request prints from the shoot. So they would give up their time in return for prints. So time for prints. Obviously, we're now working in the digital era, and people don't use prints quite so much. So what it is changed to is just TF or TFCD. And basically what you're doing is the model is giving up their time in return for getting the digital images, which they can put on their on their Purple Port profile, Model Mayhem profile, that kind of thing. It's generally one of those two ways that most people work. And as one little thing to add to that is that sometimes they may say, okay, I'll work for TF, but I'll want my expenses covered, which means they want petrol money. And so it might be that you're paying them £10 or £20 petrol money. And you can have them for the entire day, something like that. So who will work TF? Most models will work TF if the shoot is right. So when you're talking about established professional models, they very rarely do TF. But what they might do is they might do TF if you're a good friend. If you're really good friends with a professional model, it may be that they will model for you for free. Or if they really like, if you've got an unusual concept and they really like the concept, or they really like the team that you've gathered together, then it may be that you're able to get a professional model or a very experienced model to do a rare TF shoot simply because they want those images in their portfolio. Otherwise, you're probably talking about the newer models, the models that don't do it as a full-time job, so they haven't got bills to pay through their modelling. That kind of model is often the people that you will get, who are happy to do TF shoots. That's generally how it's done. If you want to pay models, you generally get a better class of model. They're usually a bit more professional. They've modeled for a long time. They do it as a part-time job or a full-time job. And so, you tend to get models that, have been doing it for a while and they're more experienced. There's different ways of doing this. You can contact the model and you can ask for their rates, and they will tell you how much they charge per hour and what they would want. The other way of doing it is, if you've got a budget to work to, is you can do a casting call on the likes of Purple Port, and you can say it's a paid casting call, and then you can say that it's, I don't know, 50 quid. So if you had a budget of £50 to pay a model, you can do a casting call. You can put on there that it's £50. It's a paid shoot. and you're likely to get a lot more people coming to you and wanting to model for you because it's paid. The alternative is, right, if you have a specific look in mind, you can actually usually do searches on these websites so that you can find the models that look right for the shoot that you want to do, and then you can offer them the payment. So you can usually send a message on these sites. So you can send the model a message and say, I really want to work with you. I love your look. I'm doing a shoot. I've got a budget of £50. Would you do it? And fingers crossed, they reply in the positive, and off you go. So that's it. So that's how the payment side of things work. You either pay them, or you give them the images at the end of the shoot, and that is their payment. And so it's usually one or the other. So that is it for this one. A much shorter one than last week, but still over 5 minutes, so not that short. That's it. So thank you very much. Remember, subscribe, like the video, and go to my social media, that kind of thing. And go onto my Patreon page, and please be a patron. I'd love you to be a patron and share some extra things with you. That'd be great. So that's all. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Fancy being awesome and becoming a patron? It's easy. Follow the link on the screen or in the description below to go to my Patreon page. Click on Become a Patron. On the next page, choose the amount you wish to pledge per composite image, and make sure you choose your reward level, such as the $1 thank you. Click on the confirmation button. On this page, you can then set your maximum monthly amount. So if you only want to spend $1, approximately 70 pence per month, put that in there. Choose your payment method and click pledge. It's really that easy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.